Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides to life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP. Change your future, it starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Imagine, just imagine, being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin, so you try lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid is so heavy the lid won't open. You just think you're going to die. Then you think about maybe banging on the lid to unsettle the dirt upon the lid, and maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice and dig their way down towards you to help you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know which way to turn. In reality, there are people out there trying to help you. You just don't realize that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind that when you abuse drugs and alcohol, that you take that risk of losing something that the Lord Jesus Christ had given you for free, given you on the trust that you would take care of your vessel, your body, that you might overdose, and more selfishly than taking your own life, you take it away from the people that count and need you most. Those people are called your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your children, your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that waited so long to seek help that it was too late. Instead, be the person that reaches out and calls me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I will help you take back your life. For your life is gone. There are people like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741. Larry Geis and I always tell people like you, it doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter your history, it doesn't matter where you've been. What matters is that you're sitting here today and you're saying, I need help. Larry Geis can be found at www.odysseyconsultant.org. 516-458-2741. Larry Geis will help you from your addiction to your recovery, from your depression to happier times, from your low self-esteem to building your self-esteem up. Larry Geis has over 30 years experience as an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He and I are standing by waiting for you to give us a call. You can reach Larry at 516-458-2741. You can reach me at 844-405-HELP. And together, Larry and I are waiting to help you take your life back. But you need to make that first move. Don't be like the people or the person I just read about on these index cards that waited too long. Folks, if you missed the show yesterday, I spoke about a close family member that my wife and I lost 2 days ago at 5:01. That family member is our cat, 17-year-old cat who's been with us through good and bad since 1999. That cat was brought down to us we were in Islandia, and it was a pet shop on Vanderbilt Parkway, and the owner or the worker of the pet shop brought this cat down, little scrabbly, little wet-looking, rat-looking kitten, and his name was Tyson, and we renamed him to so many different nicknames. PUNKAMON, Mama. We were packing our stuff for UPS to ship out. 4:30 he was fine, but the signs were there during the day and I didn't pay attention to him. Usually when he sees me, he runs up to me begging me for food. He didn't. Usually he comes into the bedroom while I'm working on my computer. He didn't. I'm not saying that he was laying around, he just didn't pay attention. And as I did this episode, the studies for it, there were signs that I could have picked up, but I can't change what God has planned. God had planned to take him home. Pumpkin Mom, yes, 2 days ago. God had planned that, and who am I to overrule or try to outrule what God has planned? God has planned when I'm ready to go. So today's topic is grieving the loss of a pet. We all grieve differently, but you know what? A pet is a family member. When a parent, a spouse, a child, or someone close to us dies, our loss is usually met with sympathy, comfort, and offerings of sincere condolences. We are allowed to grieve. We are allowed to cry. We are allowed to experience our emotions, but talk to the millions of pet owners who have had a dog hit by a car or a terminally ill cat euthanized, and you will hear quite a different story. Many will tell you that most of the people did not understand the depth of their grief. Some even experienced the gross insensitivity of a comment like, "Why don't you just get another pet?" And that is such a lame comment. Mourning a pet may not be painful because of the loss itself, but it is. But deeper due to the potential loneliness of the type of grieving you might experience. Why are feelings so very painful? When we are grieving the loss of a beloved pet, we are actually mourning several losses at the same time. And those losses include these things. The loss of unconditional love. Our pets provide us with emotional responses that are uninhibited by concern for how their expression appears to others. Many of our human relationships aren't that simple. They can be riddled with anxiety about rejection and other fears that are often dictate how we behave and what we share. Our pets do not judge insecurity or imperfection. Excuse me 1 second, I want to see what's going on here. The loss of a protege. Having a pet is much like being a parent, and it is like being a parent. We are responsible for another life and often go to great lengths to ensure the pet's physical and emotional comfort is stable. Numerous activities revolve around our animal's companion needs. We hire pet walkers and sitters to provide our furry friend with company and or exercise. We go to dog parks to enhance our pooch's life and social activity. The loss of life witness. Not only do our animals provide us with their uninhibited emotional expressions, but they also allow us to express parts of ourselves that we may never let a human see. They observe our weaknesses, our victories, and move through years of our lives with us. In Pumpkin Mom's case, 17. During the periods of upheaval, they often provide us with security, stability, and comfort. The loss of multiple relationships and routines. Each role in that the pet occupied, whether friend, child, significant other, as well as each role that we as owners look on, is a loss. We must say goodbye to feeding time, walking routines, and all the aspects that made up our practical routines. We must not only say goodbye to the physical activities, but to the reflexive way we called to our companion when we wanted comfort and love. The loss of a primary companion. I'm sorry, folks. For some of us, our pet was our only social companion in the world. We may not often had any other close contacts due to perhaps the depression, anxiety, and debilitating physical illnesses. We relied exclusively on our pet for support and love. What might make my grief more complicated, you might ask? As if the range of losses just listed wasn't enough, grief may be complicated by a number of additional factors, including guilt, which is something I'm going through right now because I say to myself, what could have I done to prolong Pumpkin Mom's life? Guilt is the primary stumbling block to a healthy grieving process. Did I do enough? Or if I only. Whether the pet died after a short or long struggle, many of us wonder if there were routes not explored, medications not taken, surgeries not performed. Euthanasia. Many of us called upon to make the excruciating decision to end the life of a beloved pet. Thank God, God took care of that for me. We spend our lives ensuring the health of our companion, and while euthanasia may end our pet's suffering, it contradicts every instinct that we have. Grief is further complicated with the plague by doubt. Was it really the right time to do this? Was he really getting worse? Questions like these may never be answered. Furthermore, we are left with the image of our pet as he or she died, which can be overwhelming. Right in the kitchen, I came in 2 days ago, and he was just laying there, his eyes open, mouth open. I checked, hoping that it was some sort of new sleeping pattern. Not to be. Circumstances around the loss, if our pet died in a way we perceive could have been avoided, the duration and the severity of guilt can be intensified. I should have closed the screen door tighter so he couldn't run into the street, or I wish I had noticed symptoms sooner because she'd be alive today if I had. Such comments only serve to punish us even more. And there, my cat had diabetes. It started around my birthday last year, October. Rapid weight loss, excessive amount of water consumption, excessive amount of urination, fur clumping, and the cat just loses all will to hygienically groom itself. Expectations that morning will end at a particular time. One of the ways grief gets derailed is when, or those we turn to support, impose a timeline. I should be better by now, or why is she still so sad? Not having the necessary time to mourn, which varies for each of us, creates emotional pressure to get better quickly. And I know I will eventually not get over PUNKAMON, but get over the grief. It just takes healing and time. This ultimately results in the opposite of what we're seeking. The process and all the feelings take longer to subside. Reawakening of an old loss. A companion's animal's death may remind the owner of previous loss, animal or human. An unresolved loss complicates the current mourning process. It is then important to not only mourn the loss of a pet, but to take the opportunity to achieve closure for the earlier losses. Resistance to mourning. This complication often arises out of our existing style of coping. Some of us may suppress feelings so that we don't appear weak. We may fear that the tears may never stop if we allow them to begin, like in my case. Whatever we use to defend her against our true emotional experience, we will complicate our natural progression of grief. Many of these complications have important functions. Staying conflicted about the death of our pets often binds us to our deceased companion, keeping us closer to the time when he or she was still alive. Last night I was laying in bed, and I remember, not last night, this morning I got up, and I remember 2 days ago, my cat always lays next to me, and my cat jumped off the bed. And I said to myself, my God, that was the last time he ever came into my bed and jumped off my bed. We always love our pets. Healthy grieving is getting through, not over a loss. What can I do to help myself grieving the loss of a pet, you might ask? Be patient and be kind to yourself. This is the first key to dealing with your grief effectively. Our losses are real, painful, and evoke a variety of feelings and tons of memories. Anytime you find yourself wishing you were better, wanting to be past it, remind yourself that your emotional processing has no set endpoint. You're in mourning, and by pressuring yourself, you only make yourself feel worse. Find an ally, in my case, 2, my wife and God. Find at least one safe person you can talk to about your loss. If you can't identify someone who is safe, call your veterinarian and ask for a name of another pet owner who recently experienced a loss. Or look into joining a support group specifically for pet losses. Also check out these websites, the Association for Pet Loss and Bereavement and Pet Loss Grief Support website, which has chat rooms and online memorial services. Conduct an overview of your pet's life. You can do this by writing down your thoughts and feelings or sharing your pet story with your ally. When did you get your pet? Like I just told you folks, when he came down those steps all scrabbly looking. What are some of the special memories? What were his or her personal features? What will you miss most? The overview helps solidify the things you want to make sure you never, ever forget. Engage in rituals. Humans have prescribed ways to mourn. We have funerals, ceremonies, and anniversaries to beloved deaths acknowledged. These rites are designed to help us grieve and to remember our loved ones. Create your own rituals for your pet. Have a ceremony in the dog park. Hold a service at home and a special place to you and your pet. Dispose of possessions gradually, slowly. Often we encounter the food bowl, bed, or blankets. In my case, I took his favorite little bed that was always laying next to us in bed. It's a little cushion, and when I found him deceased, gone, in God's arms, I picked his lifeless body up, placed it in the bed, put a blanket on top of him, wrapped the whole bed in plastic, and carried his lifeless body to his resting place outside in the back, and I buried him. This helps for the transition and lets you move on, and the items before you remove them are great ways to remind you of his existence. Memorialize your pet. Do a tree planting or sow a garden. These can be living tributes that what will continue as reminders for years to come. This is a sorrowful time, maybe for you. I know it's for me. While we may be compelled to find strategies to move us through this period, there will be occasions where we won't have answers into our painful questions or activities to quell our longings, and there are going to be times, I tell you, my friend, where you're going to break down like I have been doing for 2 days now. And I do it quietly, almost as secretly as I used to do my drinking. It is hard, and it is upsetting, and it is so hard to understand life itself. The answer is clear. Give you love, give you comfort, and stay with you as long as it took. This is what your pet would want you to go through right now. Your pet was there, through good, through bad, as was PUNKAMON. 17 years of his life with us. Few moves in and out of state. Through a lot of years of my alcoholism, through some troubling times in my marriage, but PUNKAMON was there, and now he's not. Another book, another chapter in my book that has ended. But I do know this. I did a firm study on animals in heaven, and it states in the Bible, maybe not by the identity of the type of animal, but there will be animals in heaven. And I am convinced that God, if I live my life to make sure that I personally get to heaven, that I will see not only my relatives that make it to heaven, but I will see PUNKAMON again. In the meantime, I do see him each and every day, right here. God created a mind and a memory. Our eyes take pictures constantly, and that memory of PUNKAMON will be with me, and the PUNKAMON in my heart will be with me for the rest of my life. Yesterday I was right by his grave. Morning after I buried him, and I said, God, why? But who am I to question God's motives? Life is such. Come and go. As I stated in a previous video, my relatives all lived overseas, so I didn't experience their existence every day like I did Pumpkin. From morning to night, Pumpkin. As I'm doing this video, 3 days ago, Pumpkin was sitting right here looking at me with his big blinkety eyes, waiting for me to finish and waiting for me to feed him. I look down now, empty spot. I put my hand here, there's a void in my heart. But these eyes, like a camera that shuttered on and off, allowed me with the grace of God, allowed me to store memories right here and in my heart. This too shall pass one day, this mourning period. But until it does, I will do whatever it takes to get over and move past his not being here anymore. But I will never forget Pumpkin Mom. And if you are experiencing grief, a pet loss in your life, take your time to get over it. Don't let anyone tell you how to get over it. Just do whatever it takes. And remember, God Almighty has a place for each and every one of us. And for the people that say, how do I know my animal is going to heaven? You'll never know unless you get to heaven. The only way for you to get to heaven is to live your life and accept Jesus Christ in your life. It has to start today, folks. I hope to God this was a great segment for you. I hope and I pray each and every day that you all have a great life, you enjoy life, a meaningful life, love one each other, and if you have unresolved issues with other people, resolve them, for life can be gone like that. May God bless my Pumpkin Mom. May God protect Pumpkin Mom and let him rest in peace. And may God love each and every one of you. Take care.
Yeah, change your future, starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today. is over, but your life starts today. Taking back your life's the only way. Keep faith, stay positive, push through. Take back your life, it starts with you. Alcohol and drugs can't control your life. Let go of the negative and the strife. Ralf Friedrichs is the man guiding your way. The show is over, but your life starts today. Call Ralf Friedrichs at 1-844-405-HELP. That's 1-844-405-HELP. We hope you love the show today and tune in next time. Take back your life today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Yeah.